presents The Nebbs, starring Gene Lockhart and Kathleen Lockhart as Rudy and Fanny Nebbs. The Nebbs, straight from America's famous comic strip, with Junior, Obie Slider, and all the others you've laughed, worried, and adventured with for 22 years. Dinner is finished in the Nebb home, and now Fanny and Rudy Nebb are in the living room, each occupied with a favorite page of the evening paper.
The bride wore her great-grandmother's wedding gown of Chantilly lace, long white satin mitts, and an orange blossom halo.
Hello.
Rudy, are you listening?
Huh?
I remember when her grandmother wore it. And if that wedding gown looks like lace, it's because the moths have been in it.
Huh?
Oh, here's a darling coat. Listen, dear. It says gray wool, platinum fox trimmed, guaranteed to turn heads your way. Would you like that, dear?
No fudge, Fanny.
Rudy Nebb, you haven't listened to a word I've said.
Huh? Oh, I beg your pardon, Fanny. I was just thinking, it may be years before we know how this turns out.
What turns out?
Why, whether or not Sally Toodles will ever marry Blackie.
Oh, dear. A little while ago you were wondering about that character who worked for the soap company.
A lot of characters work for soap companies. Joan Davis, Kay Kaiser.
Oh, I don't mean on the radio. I'm thinking of that fellow B.O. Plenty.
Why? Fanny, you don't keep abreast of the news at all. Now, B.O. Plenty was
Hello, Mom. Hiya, Pop. Junior, where on earth have you been?
Yes, son. It's getting late. Isn't it about time you did your homework?
Oh, I finished my homework over at Donna's. I'd have been here sooner, but I had to tell Donna good night.
Junior, when I was courting your mother, it didn't take me that long to say good night.
Yeah, but I learned how by watching Van Johnson.
If I remember correctly, Rudy, you could have stood a few lessons.
No. Fanny.
Oh, that's all right, dear. Times have changed.
I'll say they have. Why, when I was a boy, I used to walk 5 miles to school and 5 miles back. And when I got home, I chopped the cow, milked the wood.
Now, Rudy.
Well, you know what I mean. And when I'd finished getting in the wood, I studied my lessons by the dim light of an oil lamp.
Jeepers, Pop, no wonder you didn't learn much.
Junior.
Young man, I'll have you know people were just as smart then as they are now.
And then why didn't they have electric lights and DDT?
No. Junior, you've got the wrong answer for everything, in spite of all your advantages. Good schools, public libraries...
Oh, that reminds me.
Huh?
The public library has an ad in tonight's paper asking people to donate any worthwhile books they may have laying around.
Is that so?
Hey, they can have my geometry.
Junior, you need your school books much worse than the library does.
Yes, sir. You hang on to that geometry book. You never can tell. Someday you may want to be a doctor.
Oh, Pop. Geometry isn't for doctors. It's for architects and carpenters and anybody who works with rulers and saws and tools.
Well, doctors use saws and tools. You should have seen the saw they used on my tonsillectomy.
We must have a few good books around here that we could give to the library.
Why, of course, Fanny. Now, I'd like to help the library, but off and on I've had ambitions to build up a nice private collection of books for myself.
But, Pop, you never read books. Why don't you take an...
Junior, I'm thinking about you. If we had a nice library here at home, you wouldn't have to go all the way over to Donna's house to do your homework.
Gee, Pop, get hep. Do you think I go over to Donna's to read books?
Well, Rudy, you can certainly part with that old set of books in the attic.
Are those books still in the attic? I wondered what had become of the Rover boys.
That stuff is corn on square cobs.
Anyway, I didn't mean the Rover boys. There are about 20 volumes of big books in the attic. They've been put away for years. Why can't Junior take them down to the library on his way to school?
Why, he can, Fanny. We've got to support our public library. He can take them there tomorrow morning.
20 volumes?
That's all right, Junior. You can make several trips and get Buck to help you.
All right, Mom.
By the way, Fanny, I don't seem to remember which set of books that is. What's the title?
Oh, they're books you've owned since before we were married, Rudy. I think they're books about animals.
Oh, yes, I remember when I bought those. I thought wildlife sounded mighty interesting.
We'll return to the Nebbs in just a moment.
Have you wondered what may cause you or some of your loved ones to feel run down, nervous, and half alive? There is a very common trouble that hits some of us at times, an increase in excess acids and poisons which should be removed through the bloodstream. They may undermine your vitality, interrupt your sleep, cause rheumatic pains, and make you feel old before your time. When there is no organic or systemic cause, the medicine called Cystex, Cystex, usually goes to work right now, helping nature clear away these excess acids and poisons through the bloodstream. Stimulating this cleansing and purifying action may easily bring you better sleep and make you feel younger, stronger, and better than you have for years. So if excess acids make you feel run down and half alive, try Cystex. Get Cystex from your druggist and take it exactly as directed with a glass of water after each meal, under the positive guarantee of money back on return of empty package unless completely satisfied. See how much better you feel tomorrow.
And now, back to the Nebbs.
You're a real pal, Buck, to help me get Pop's books to the library this morning. Whew, they're sure getting heavy.
Well, you can put them down now.
Oh, okay. Hey, didn't you carry any?
Sure, your chemistry book. Here, take it. I'm tired, too.
Good morning, Junior. And Buck. Well, what have we here?
Good morning, Miss Witherspoon.
Miss Witherspoon, my father wants to donate his books to the library.
Oh, splendid, Junior, splendid. My, what an impressive collection.
Oh, this isn't all of them, but it's all that Junior could carry.
Pop has a lot more at home.
Really? Well, that's wonderful of your father.
But we don't have time to bring the rest right away on account we'll be late for school.
Unless you could write a note to school asking them to excuse us a day in the interest of liberal education.
Well, I wouldn't think of asking you boys to bring all of Mr. Nebb's books to the library, but since Mr. Nebb has been so generous, the least we can do is arrange to have the rest of them picked up, Junior.
That's very kind of you, Miss Witherspoon. Isn't it, Buck?
Yeah, but it would be kinder if she could get us excused from school.
Now, Buck, you and Junior run along, and thank you so much. I'll see that Mr. Nebb gets proper credit for being such a public-spirited citizen. The library needs good, wholesome books. So many books these days aren't fit for our young people to read.
Yeah, I know. I've read some of them.
Hello? Yes, this is Sylvia Appleby. You've been trying to get me all morning? Well, my phone has been so busy, this is the first time it's had a chance to ring. I did so want to talk to you at our club meeting yesterday, but everybody was there, so there was no one to talk about. Oh, say, listen, dearie. Have you heard what Rudy Nebb is doing? He's donating all of his books to the public library. Huh? Why? Oh, at his age, I suppose he's given up trying to learn to read. I'm going to see Fanny Webb right away. Goodbye. Come in. Good morning, Fanny, darling.
Hi, Sylvia, what's the matter?
I'm just completely out of breath.
No, at last.
Yes. No. Oh, Fanny, the marvelous thing Rudy Nebb is doing for this town has everybody thrilled.
Really? I thought Rudy was long past the point where he could thrill anybody.
Well, now, the trouble with you and Rudy is... The trouble with you and Rudy is that you're entirely too modest. Now, I always say give credit where credit is due. And by the same token, if there's any blame to be placed, let them which are to be blamed be blamed. Don't you see? And I'll do all in my power to see that they are.
Well, what has Rudy done now?
I'm talking about Rudy giving his library to the city.
Oh, those books. Oh, Junior took some to the library this morning.
Well, I know all about it, you see. Yes, Sadie Witherspoon, the librarian, told Hepsy Slider, and Hepsy called Emma Gruntley, and Emma Gruntley called me and said that the library was going to have the rest of Rudy's books picked up this afternoon.
Oh, the library shouldn't go to all that trouble. Junior could take the rest of them after school.
And, Fanny, before the library gets all your books, I'd like to get one here that belongs to me. You remember that one, don't you?
Do I have a book of yours, Sylvia?
Well, certainly, Fanny. You know the book.
I'm afraid I don't. Anyway, I haven't read it. What's the name of it?
What's the name of the book? Why, Fanny, come closer. Forever Amber.
Well, has that book been in my house all this time and I haven't read it?
Well, I'll just have to take it along. It'll soon be time to get into my heavy winter reading. And besides, there's a shortage of coal.
Fanny. Oh, Fanny.
In here, Rudy.
Well, hello, Sylvia. Hello, Sylvia. What do you know that's come up that somebody'd like to live down?
Well, I was just telling Fanny how I admired your generous civic gesture, giving all of your books to the public library.
Well, Sylvia, I figured more of our young people ought to know about wildlife.
Wildlife? Why, sakes alive, Rudy Nebbs.
Oh, he's talking about wild game, Sylvia. Animals.
It's a natural mistake, Fanny. I made the same one when I bought those books.
Well, anyway, you've got a lot of books here that aren't about animals, and I'm sure the library will be glad to get them.
Rudy, you aren't giving all our books to the library, are you?
Huh? Why, of course not, Fanny. Where'd you get that idea?
Well, she got it from me, and I got it from sources usually considered reliable.
Sylvia, don't believe everything you hear.
Oh, not me. I just pass it on.
I wonder if anybody else has heard it.
Yes, the newspaper.
The newspaper?
Yes, indeed. It's all over town by now. Oh, and I'll have to be running along. That's in case it isn't. Well, goodbye, Fanny.
Goodbye.
Oh, wonderful gesture, Rudy.
Well, Rudy, what are you going to do about this situation?
What am I going to do about it? I'm going to put a stop to such a rumor, Fanny. Just because I offered the library a set of old books doesn't mean they have a mortgage on the whole works. I won't stand for it.
Sylvia said the library was sending somebody to pick up the rest of the books this afternoon.
Everything that woman hears goes in one ear and over the back fence.
She was all out of breath over it when she came in.
The trouble with Sylvia is she finds out everything the hard way, breaking her back, bending over keyholes.
Hadn't you better call up the library and explain the whole thing?
Explain? What have I got to explain? I'm giving them a set of books. So they get the set of books, and that's all. They'll get the rest of my library over my dead body. I'll get it. Hello?
Hello? Is this Mr. Nebb?
Who wants to know?
Rudy.
Yes, this is Rudy Nebb.
Yes. Well, Mr. Nebb, this is Miss Witherspoon at the library.
Oh, Miss Witherspoon.
Yes.
Well, I was just about to call you.
I just wanted to thank you for donating your library to us.
Donating my library?
And I want to tell you how grateful we are, and that we're sending for your books this afternoon.
No, just a minute, Miss Witherspoon.
Now, Mr. Nebb, don't try to pretend it isn't anything. It's the biggest thing that's ever happened to our library. And you're becoming the Andrew Carnegie of our town.
Miss Witherspoon, you've got the wrong cow by the tail.
Mr. Nebb, you have such a marvelous sense of humor. You know, Andrew Carnegie gave away $200 million.
Well, he probably had a lot of relatives.
And besides, Andrew Carnegie founded our modern, free public library.
Then you don't need my library.
Why, of course we do. And we're very proud that our most prominent citizen is following in Mr. Carnegie's footsteps.
Huh? I am?
Thank you again so much. Oh, you're wonderful, Mr. Nebb. And goodbye.
Well, Rudy, what happened?
Fanny, if Andrew Carnegie can start public libraries, Rudy Nebb can finish them.
Hello, Fanny.
Obie Sliders, nice to see you.
Hi there, Obie.
Well, hello, Rudy. What's the town's big-headed benefactor doing?
So you've heard about me donating my library, have you?
Oh, yes. Everybody's heard about that. Say, what's behind this? You trying to get my job as mayor?
Fanny, Obie just hates to see me in the limelight. But that's human nature for you. I guess Andrew's friends felt the same way about him.
Who's Andrew?
Andrew, why, a great American whose counterpart I'm known as in this town.
I don't believe I know any Americans that obscure.
Obie the librarian told Rudy he was following in the footsteps of the great American Andrew Carnegie.
American? Andrew Carnegie was a Scotchman.
He gave away $200 million.
Oh, then he wasn't a Scotchman.
Obie, why don't you stop razzing me and try to think up something constructive to do yourself? That is, besides taking $5 out of the city kitty every time somebody's fined for speeding.
Well, now, that's an idea. While you're donating to the library, you might give me a little help so I could maybe start a museum. Relics of the town's past, you know.
What could I do?
Just donate me your old family album, that's all, brother.
What's the matter, Obie? Are you jealous of my prominence?
Oh, no, I'm not jealous. But if I was a prominent man like you, I wouldn't pull a cheap trick like giving the city a lot of old second-hand books.
No, you wouldn't, eh?
No, sir. I'd build them a library.
Well, thumbtack, if you're so public-spirited, why don't you build them a library?
Rudy, if you donate all the books I see in this room, and that ain't many, I will build a library.
All right, then you can start laying the cornerstone, my friend, because I'm donating every one of them.
Bet you don't.
Obie Slider, I'll bet you any amount and call that bluff. Now put up or shut up.
When I put up, you'll shut up.
I'll make you build a new library. You name the bet.
How about $10?
Ah, here, small change. You're covered. This afternoon, every one of these books goes to the library. Pay me.
Nope, you pay me. Here's a book they don't get because it belongs to me.
Oh. Take the money, you chiseler.
Yeah, I loaned you this book 3 years ago when you had to make a speech at that banquet. Remember the title? Among the Humorists and After-Dinner Speakers. Yeah, that was sure a typical banquet, too. Instead of bringing you a vegetable and then the dessert, they had dessert and then the corn.
It seems to me you made a speech, too.
Yeah. Gee. Oh, did I have 'em rolling in the aisles?
Yes, and that's another thing. You'll never make me believe you didn't bust your suspenders on purpose.
The Nebbs will continue in just a moment. But first,
ask your doctor, and he's likely to tell you that a high percentage of people don't drink enough water. So here's a health tip. Drink a glass of cool, pure water after every meal. At the same time, take 2 tasteless, sugar-coated little tablets of Cystex. The Cystex, you see, goes right along with the water and helps nature clear away excess acids, which, if too concentrated and if allowed to accumulate, may cause rheumatic pains, loss of energy, make you nervous, and what is of prime importance, may interrupt your sleep. So if you feel tired, run down, and old before your time, why don't you try taking Cystex? Cystex with a full glass of water after each meal. When there is no organic or systemic cause, Cystex usually goes to work right now, helping nature eliminate excess acids and poisons through the bloodstream. And this aid to nature in filtering and cleansing the blood may bring more restful sleep, an almost unbelievable increase in aliveness and vitality, a new spring to your step, a sparkle to your eyes, actually make you feel and look years younger. This much is certain. Cystex must satisfy you in every way, do far more for you than you expect, or you simply return the empty package and your money back is guaranteed. So get money back guaranteed Cystex, Cystex, from your druggist today. Take it with a glass of water after each meal. See how quickly it puts you on the road to feeling like new again.
And now back to our story with Gene Lockhart and Kathleen Lockhart as Rudy and Fanny Nebbs.
Come on in, Buck.
Sure, Junior. I better pick up the books I loaned you before they get mixed up with your father's donation to the library.
Yeah, I have 2 of your detective novels and your book on the art of self-defense.
Oh, you mean jujitsu for jerky joints?
You can take 100 ways to make spending money, too. It didn't help me.
Jeepers. I didn't know you had 4 of my books over here.
You didn't?
Uh-uh. I always buy the kind of books you can't put down without somebody picking them up.
Okay, you'll find your books on the table. Mom and Pop aren't home yet.
I guess not, or we would have heard your pop.
Golly, if I'd known that, I could have invited you over another time and brought Donna this time.
Oh, there you go again, Junior. Women are always coming between men.
Buck, you may as well know that someday Donna will probably become my wife.
It'll be your own fault if you keep hanging around her all the time. What else can you expect?
Well, I don't want to expect anything else. Buck, you don't seem to get the idea at all. I guess it's because you're not as mature mentally as I am.
Oh, yeah? Then why do my school grades average 90 when they have to be awfully generous with you to give you a 70?
Let's get back to the subject we were on.
If that's all that's on your mind, Junior, why didn't you stay over at the All Come On In and feed the jukebox?
And I ran out of nickels.
Well, you could sit around and chin with the chicks.
Buck, why don't you like to clinch a classy chassis and do a little rug cutting?
The fuzz off the rug gets up my nose and gives me hay fever.
If you'd develop an interest in girls, you'd soon forget your hay fever. At least there wouldn't be so much hay in it.
But I feel about girls just like I do about elephants.
I see practically no similarity between girls and elephants. Even in Fatima Johnson. And she weighs nearly 200.
Oh, I'm not talking about size, stupid.
Well, how can you feel about girls like you do about elephants?
Well, I like to look at them, but I wouldn't like to own one.
Okay. Go ahead and find your books.
Well, I've got all 4 of them. I gotta be going now, Junior.
Why, hello, Buck, Junior.
Hello, Mr. Nebb.
Hey, Pop, when did you decide to donate every book we own to the library?
Why, just today, son. I'm glad I thought of it, too. You see, my philanthropies are creating quite a stir in town.
That was very nice of you, Mr. Nebb.
Thank you, Buck. By the way, did the library send you up to get some of my books? You've quite a collection there.
Oh, no.
And Buck didn't want to get his books mixed up with ours.
Looks like it might be easier for ours to get mixed up with his.
Well, I've got to be going now. So long, Junior. Goodbye, Mr. Nebb.
Goodbye, Buck.
See you tomorrow, Buck.
Junior, just where is the public library anyway? Here or in the building it's supposed to be in?
What do you mean, Pop?
Everybody's coming here for books. Why do you have to go around borrowing everybody's books?
Well...
You don't see me running all over town begging my friends for books, do you?
Oh, Rudy, I'm glad you're home.
Oh, hello, Fanny. Oh, dear, that's probably somebody from the library calling for what's left.
Come in.
Oh, good evening, Mr. and Mrs. Nebb.
Oh, hello, Donna.
Hello, Donna.
Hello, Junior.
Won't you sit down, dear?
Oh, I can't stay, thank you. I was going to call Junior to come over, but Mother thought I could come over here and get away much quicker than Junior could come over to my house and get away. Mother wanted an early dinner.
Jeepers, you wanted me to come over to your house, Donna?
Yes, and bring back the book you borrowed.
Borrowed? What's the matter with his family?
And I guess we're all just yearning for learning.
What book did he lend, Junior, Donna? What book did you lend, Junior, Donna?
Oh, Mrs. Knapp, it's the most thrilling, throbbing, terrifically fiery and impetuous love story ever put on paper.
Sounds like they should have put it on asbestos.
Golly, I evidently didn't read it yet.
What's the name of it, Donna?
Oh, it has dash and verve and boldness and high adventure and poignant love under tropic skies.
Maybe we've seen it in the movies with Dorothy L'Amour.
But for a beautiful love story, it ends so tragically.
Well, a lot of them do. I remember that story about Cleopatra, letting a snake bite her because she was in love with Anthony Adverse.
Oh. Pop, that snake was a character in the Garden of Eden.
Where books are concerned, you're both characters.
Junior, get Donna's book for her. Which did you say was your book, Donna?
Oh, the one where all the girls are in love with the hero and he has to decide between about 20 of them. So he goes on an adventure and never comes back.
Well, I can't say that I blame him.
Donna, Junior will find your book if you tell him what to look for.
Oh, I almost forgot. It's called Woo Me Too.
Woo Me Too? Oh, a Chinese story.
Oh, hurry up, Junior. I've got to go back home.
Now, Donna, just take it easy. I'll find it, but it may take me a couple of hours.
It shouldn't, Junior. It's right there on the table in front of your nose.
Oh, Mom, you're no help.
Well, thanks a million. And, Mr. Knapp, I think it's just wonderful of you to give all your books to the library.
Oh, Donna, it isn't anything. At least it isn't going to be much.
Well, goodbye now.
Goodbye.
Wait, Donna, and I'll walk home with you.
Goodbye.
Well, Rudy, your contribution to the town library is certainly dwindling.
I know, Fanny, but what are they trying to do to me? Make me the laughingstock of the town? First, they talk me into giving them my books, and before I can do it, they take them all away from me.
Even Hepsy Slider came today and got a cookbook I'd quite forgotten all about.
Well, if anybody needs a cookbook, it's Hepsy. But what's happened to the evening paper and the magazines and Junior's comic books?
Oh, they were picked up to help the paper dry.
Oh, a fine showing I'm going to make. This is a blow to me, Fanny. When Rudy Nebb does a thing, he usually does it to a nice golden brown.
This time you burned your fingers.
Well, I certainly had visions of making a better contribution than I'll be able to. It just goes to show. You can't depend on your friends in a pinch. They'll run right out from under you.
But, Rudy, they had a right to. We shouldn't have kept other people's books so long.
Well, a lot of them have our books, no doubt.
Unfortunately, we never kept a list.
Somebody else looking for a book we borrowed, I guess.
Come in. Why, it's Herb.
Oh.
Yeah, how do you, folks?
Hello, Herbie. How's Trix at the barber shop?
Trix. Oh, yes, Trix. Only seen one cute one around today. Yeah. She came in to get along Bob. Bob wasn't here, though.
Herb, you're just in time for dinner. Would you like to stay and take potluck with us?
Thanks, Fanny. Yes, just love to. You never had much luck with pots, though.
Don't mention luck to me, Herb. Mine's all bad today. My rabbit's foot must be counterfeit.
Yeah, never had any luck with rabbit's foot either. Carried one for a spell, but it disappeared, yes. Had a rabbit on the end of it.
Oh, must be easy to lose one that way.
Well, Herb, if you won't stay for dinner, what's on your mind?
Oh, yes. Did I say I wouldn't stay for dinner? Yeah, ought to keep a great big mouth shut. Try that, though. Don't work with adenoids.
I'll go set the table. Junior will be back in a few minutes.
Junior? Oh, Junior, yes. Fine boy, Junior. Town needs more like him. Yep. If they didn't have so many kids now, yes.
Junior went over to Amby Potts to return a couple of books, and, brother, am I sick of books.
Oh, books. Books. Yeah, yes. Had one once, Rudy. I think you buried it.
What?
Yeah.
Not you, too.
Yes. It's called How to Clip Your Own Hair. Yeah, gotta have it back, Gotta burn it. It's not good for my business, no.
So that's what you came here for?
No, only partly. Doing a favor for Miss Weatherspoon at the library. Come to pick up all your books, Rudy. Yes. Got a truck outside.
A truck?
Mm-hmm. Don't know whose it is, just borrowed it.
A truck?
Yeah. Books are heavy, you gotta have a truck.
But Fanny, what am I going to do?
Do what you promised, Rudy. Give him your library.
Oh, okay, Herb. You can take what's left.
Yeah, fine. What is it?
My dictionary.
We'll return to Rudy's worries in just a moment.
If you're a wife or a mother, take a good look at your menfolk. Do you notice signs of nervousness, circles under the eyes, worry, and overwork? Do they complain of sleep being interrupted, nervousness, or rheumatic pains? Ask yourself, does my husband look years older than he actually is? These symptoms may be caused by excess acids and poisons which should be removed through the bloodstream. When there is nothing organically or systemically wrong, the medicine called Cystex, Cystex, usually goes to work right now, helping nature clear away excess acids and poisons. So if you're run down and not up to par, why don't you try Cystex? You must discover Cystex to be a quick and easy way to help remove excess acids through the blood and to gain increased vitality and better sleep, or your money back is guaranteed on return of empty package. Get Cystex, Cystex, from your druggist today, and take it as directed with a glass of water after each meal. See how much better you feel tomorrow.
Now for one last minute with the Nebbs.
Rudy, why are we stopping in the library?
Fanny, I just remembered that dictionary we gave them. I had our war bonds hidden in it.
Why, Rudy, our savings?
Yes, I'm glad to give the library a dictionary, but I've got to get back those bonds.
Oh, Mr. and Mrs. Nebb, good morning.
Oh, good morning, Miss Witherspoon.
Can I be of any help?
You certainly can, Miss Witherspoon. That dictionary we gave you.
Oh, yes, your library.
Well, may I see it again?
No, you are fond of it, aren't you?
Yes, that is, I forgot, and left our war bonds hidden in it.
We only want the bonds.
Well, certainly, you may have them. Now, here they are, still in the dictionary.
Thank you.
And here's something else for you, Mr. Nebb.
Well, thank you. What is it? It says $5.98.
It's a bill for keeping the dictionary overtime.
Huh?
Yes, this book... You see, this book already belonged to the library.
Join us next Sunday, same time, when Cystex again presents Gene Lockhart and Kathleen Lockhart as the Nebbs. If you'd like to attend one of our broadcasts and see Gene and Kathleen Lockhart in person, write to radio station KHJ Los Angeles 38 for tickets. The Nebbs are created by Saul Hess and supervised for radio by the Bears. This is Tom Dixon saying goodbye for Cystex. This is the Mutual Broadcasting System.
Read the Nebbs every day in the Los Angeles Examiner. KHJ Los Angeles. Adventures of the Shadow follow immediately.